welcome to Fang's Fable. Strap in and let's get the story started. I've been with this company for 7 years. Started at the bottom in sales and clawed my way up to sales director. In that time, I've brought in $110 million in revenue. This year, our department crushed it, again undisputed #1 in the entire company. The CEO promised me, once this year's targets were hit, I'd be promoted to vice president. Well, we smashed those targets. I was literally getting, "Congrats, VP Liang," messages from colleagues while I was still out on a business trip. But when I got back, instead of a promotion, I found a newly parachuted in VP sitting in the office. Our general manager, Zhu Pengfei, was all smug as he introduced me. "This is VP Yin, a foreign-educated elite, worked on Wall Street, and we paid big money to bring her in. She'll be in charge of marketing and sales from now on. Liang, be a team player and supporter, okay? Oh, give me a break." This guy was clearly trying to put me in my place with this whole foreign-educated Wall Street elite nonsense. Like we're still in the 90s, worshipping overseas credentials. I looked her up and down. Red lips, curled hair, low-cut blazer skirt combo. Very look at my curves vibes. My bullshit radar was screaming. She gave me a fake smile, held out her hand, and said, "Hi, I'm Yin Wei, but you can call me Vivian. Looking forward to enjoying this time together as a team." "Girl, please." I ignored her hand, walked straight to Zhu Pengfei, and asked, "What about me? If she's running marketing and sales, what am I supposed to do?" Zhu gave a shifty look and replied, "You'll still head up sales. Your position doesn't change." "Doesn't change? That's not what you said last year." Last year, when the company's performance dipped, Zhu begged our department to carry the weight. He promised me a promotion and profit sharing for the whole team. Now its plans changed. I shot back. "So all your promises and the company's systems are just empty. Talk to fool us." He started getting defensive. "Well, not exactly fooling. It's just that our company's strategy adjusted. Vivian brings exactly the talent we need right now." Then he leaned in like he was letting me in on a secret. "Actually, she's going to help us bring in Wall Street venture capital. If that deal goes through, we could be making billions. You and me both could hit it big, don't you think?" At that point, he was literally holding Vivian's hand like they were on some drama set. Barf. But inside I was laughing. Turns out, there's someone in this office even better at spinning fairy tales than Zhu. Then Zhu looked me dead in the eye and said, "By the way, you're 30 now, right?" Oh no, I knew where this was going. He gave me this smug, condescending look and said, "Be real. Once women like you hit 35, unmarried and childless, other companies would have already optimized you out. You're expensive to keep around." Then he started counting on his fingers. "Look, annual leave, marriage leave, maternity leave, breastfeeding breaks, second child maternity leave, third child leave now too. Add it all up and we're supporting someone like you for a decade. Which company can afford that?" He scoffed. "That's why so many companies don't want to hire women. It's just not worth it." Then came the final blow. "Also, your degree. Just a basic bachelor's, right? Not even from a top school. Honestly, without my special consideration, you wouldn't have even made it past HR. You think you'd have this role at any other company? Vivian's got a master's from a top global university. You need to know your place and learn to be grateful." At that point, I felt like I'd been sucker punched. So many emotions. Anger, frustration, powerlessness. I didn't even know where to start. Clapping back, then Zhu tried to soften the blow. "But hey, our company isn't totally heartless. I'll bump your base salary up 1 level, give you a bonus. And the profit sharing from last year is still good. Let's just call it a thank you for your hard work." I was livid. "Sir, may I ask how old you are? Are you that desperate because you don't think you'll make it to 30? You have a wife, a daughter. Do they know how misogynistic you are?" Zhu was stunned. "Liang, why are you being so rude?" "Rude? You haven't even heard the half of it." At this point, the HR manager came in, trying to break the tension. Director Liang, Ju is your boss. You shouldn't. Shut up. Aren't you a woman too? Or do you also plan to disappear before 30? She turned red, looked at Ju. Sir, did you hear what she just said? Just then, my phone buzzed. Dear candidate, congratulations. You've officially passed the hiring process for a public school teaching position in City District. Starting date. Please report with your documents. I stared at that screen for a second, and then just burst out laughing. I'd been agonizing over how to resign, and the universe handed me the perfect excuse. Not just a new job, but a stable government job. I had passed the civil service exam. I'd gotten in. I looked up and said, Ju, you said I'm 30 now, and the company needs to optimize me. Sure. I agree. Both Ju and Vivian were stunned. What? You agree? Yeah? But everything will be done by the book. I'm on a no-term contract, so you'll have to pay me the full severance. My lawyer and HR can sort out the details. I stared directly into Ju's eyes. This time, let's make sure your words count. I turned and walked out. Just before I exited, I heard Vivian whisper in disbelief. Really? That easy? Oh, sweetie, you've got 1 month before I start my new job. Let's play. Back at my department, my team was furious on my behalf. But of course, once that passed, everyone started asking about their bonuses. Which, to be honest, I totally understood. I felt guilty. Guys, I promise I'll get you a proper answer. Just give me a little more time. As soon as I said that, a few people turned sour. Seriously, you're leaving and still can't get us what we're owed. No wonder you got passed up for promotion. Maybe you already pocketed your share and left us hanging. I was debating whether to drop some proof when a company-wide meeting got called. Ju specifically mentioned, Director Liang, your attendance is mandatory. Perfect. Let's see what this Wall Street elite really brings to the table. So we had a meeting today, supposedly to share some recent company plans. The VP starts off with the usual nonsense. After the 10-minute monologue of saying nothing, she finally pulls up a PPT. This is apparently the major project the company is about to launch. The key points? Buckle up. We need to accelerate the synergy and reorganization of modules, integrate and merge advantages across lines, systematically break down and explore marketing workflows, review and consolidate resources, benchmark industry business models, lock in strategies in niche sectors, extract penetration trends from key paths, empower strategic alignment of resources, and build our moat around the commercial model. Yeah, that last part. I memorized it word for word with her. That's how many times she repeated this jargon. Salad. Finally, she stops, and then bam, she snaps at me. Director Liang, didn't anyone tell you not to interrupt during presentations? I couldn't help but laugh. Quietly, I mirrored my phone to the projector screen. Up popped a YouTube-style video titled, Corporate Jargon, Compilation, Internet Dark, Mode Edition. Every single buzzword she just spouted was in there, not word for word. I smiled. Looks like your prep work was pretty lazy, huh? Or has the speak gibberish and sound smart trend from Chinese megacorps reached Wall Street too? She turned beet red on the spot. So flustered her makeup couldn't hide it. I offered help. Need me to recommend some lesser-known content farms? Lower chance of plagiarism detection. Then I laughed, got up, and walked out of the meeting room like a boss. Behind me, gasps and chaos. I heard later she was so pissed she cried and ran to complain to Ju, our higher-up. Minutes later, Ju himself came looking for me. Director Liang, come to my office. I checked the time. Sorry, it's after work. I need to go home. Let's talk tomorrow. He looked like he'd just seen a ghost. You said what? I said I'm off the clock. I replied, picked up my bag, and walked off. 2 steps out, I turned back and said, Oh, right, Mr. Ju. Don't forget to expedite my optimization process. I'm waiting to do my handover. Optimization means company speak for getting laid off. Let me rewind a bit. Since I joined this company 7 years ago, I've almost never left work on time. Vacations. A fantasy, constant overtime, and business trips. 24/7 on call. My boyfriend left me. My parents couldn't rely on me. Eventually, I destroyed my own health. Last year, I got gallbladder inflammation from overwork. The moment I could get out of bed post-surgery, Ju dragged me out of the hospital to go on a business trip. He actually said, "The company can't run without you. But hey, if you don't go, someone else will, and the credit goes to them." I was such a fool. I worked myself to death for these people. And in the end, they tossed me out like used tissue. That's when I finally listened to my family and started prepping for the public sector exams, my childhood dream, to be a school teacher. My parents are from Newtown, where public jobs are everything. At first, I didn't care. But nearing 30, I could feel the workplace getting colder and more hostile. So, for a year, I lived like a monk, working by day, studying by night. And in the end, I made it. I passed and landed a spot. Today, I got off work early for once and thought, hey, why not hit the market and buy something to cook dinner with my parents? We live in the same city, but we rarely get to eat together. Sometimes, even when they're sick, I can't be there. It's a regret that gnaws at me. And just as I step into the market, my phone rings. It's Ju. I ignore it. He texts. Director Liang. Emergency. The Red Moon project had an incident. Come back to the office ASAP. Urgent, urgent, urgent. I smirked. Didn't Vivian just snatch that project from me? And now it's already on fire. He texts again. This was your long-term project. You know it best. The client specifically asked for you. Mr. Xie is at the office waiting. Please, hurry. I still don't reply then. Liang, even if you're resigning, shouldn't you finish strong? Please, I'm begging you. Fine, I agreed, but I didn't rush back like he wanted. I calmly had dinner with my parents, then strolled back to the office. By the time I got there, the client, Mr. Seth, from Red Moon, looked furious. Ju and Vivian, our Wall Street import, were plastering fake smiles. For context, Red Moon is this year's biggest project, and I had it nearly finalized. But during a business trip, Vivian swooped in and stole it while I was gone. Xie saw me and immediately threw a contract at me. Director Liang, does DS have any integrity? No need to talk, just return the deposit. I calmed him down, then pointed at the coffee on the table. Mr. Xie doesn't drink coffee. Don't bring him Longjing. Tea. Vivian face scrunched, asked, you want me to make tea? I rolled my eyes. What? Should Mr. Ju go instead? Even Ju waved at her to hurry up and go. I scanned the contract. It was a mess. Flashy bilingual cover. Strike one. It's a contract, not a TED Talk. And inside, a disaster. Vivian had overwritten everything I'd negotiated, filled it with nonsense like ecosystems, momentum, and modular synergies. But worse, she made rookie accounting mistakes, like calculating gross profit as net profit. The changes doubled the client's costs. Of course they were pissed. I had to step in and clean up. Ju tried to protect Vivian, but knew the deal was hanging by a thread. I said, apologies, Mr. Se. Let's revert to the original terms we discussed. But Se wasn't done. He pulled a power move. I used to trust your company, but now I'm not sure. With such basic errors, how do I know your products won't fail? Can you even handle after-sales support? Ouch. Thought half of me was gutted. The other half, slightly pleased, watching Ju's face morphed into a kaleidoscope of pain. I know, Seveldot. This was just a price-cutting tactic. What are you suggesting? I asked. 10% off the original price. Ju and I both gasped. That would kill our profit margin. Or I'll take my business elsewhere. I want double my deposit back. Just then, Vivian walked in with the tea. Xie gave her a long look. Your sudden personnel switch caused time losses. That should be compensated too, don't you think? Classic shark move. Gotta respect the hustle. Ju panicked. Please, Mr. Xie, don't be upset. Let's negotiate calmly. He gave me a look like help me, please. I pretended not to see. Then he messaged me privately. Close this deal, and I'll bump your commission up 2%. Sigh. Guess I'm a sucker for closure. I pulled out a stack of competitor analysis. Mr. Seth, here's data on all similar products. A has low specs, B is pricier, C lacks multitasking. D through G, not compatible. Ours is the best fit. She looked embarrassed. Well, you came prepared. Just standard sales prep. Some people can't even manage that. Eventually, after hours of back and forth, we settled on a 4% discount. We saved the client but lost almost $1.4 million in profit. Afterward, Vivian tried to play the victim. Sorry, I'm new to China and still adjusting. Zhu was done. Whatever. Vivian's debut. Epic fail. Next day, I'm entering the office and she blocks me and points to her luxury watch. Director Liang, do you know what time it is? I glance. 10 a.m. So, you're over an hour late. Do you not know our start time? I ignore her and walk in, but she chases me down with a printed report. Only one person from your sales team showed up on time today. Is this how you manage your team? I glance at the newly installed fingerprint clocking device. Really? I say, Vivian, you've been here a while, right? Are you blind or deaf? Didn't read company policies? Sales is out visiting clients daily. We don't need to clock in like factory workers. She proudly says, I installed that machine. Any issues? I laughed. You have authority now. Since when? Oh, Zhu gave you the green light. Wow, such courage hiding behind his back, she smugly declares. From today, sales must clock in. Office hours will factor into performance reviews. HR is emailing everyone. I picked up the machine and walked to HR. Director Huang. Huang, was this your department's doing? He tried to dodge. Well, no, it was Vivian's idea. She outranks me. What can I do? I leaned in and said, Today she adds clock-ins. Tomorrow, I bring in face scans and enforce 996 hours. Chinese saying of working from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. for 6 days a week. If every department invents its own rules, what's HR even for? Boom, his face went stiff. A moment later, he is sprinting to Zhu office. That email never got sent. Last part's wild. The next morning, I arrived early planning to talk to Zhu about commissions and team bonuses before he left for a trip. Just as I'm about to knock on the door, I see her. Some woman, literally sitting on his lap. The scene was indescribable. Well, time to document. And I pushed the door open, filming. What a lovely morning. You two seems cozy. Director Liang, how could you just barge in? On purpose. I reply, filming away. Zhu shouts, are you recording? Turn that off. He jumps and snatches my phone, deleting frantically. You're violating our privacy. We'll sue. I shrugged. First, I recorded openly, not secretly. Second, this is a public workspace, perfectly legal. Third, ever heard of cloud backup? Zhu face turned purple. What do you want? I pull out 2 contracts. Profit sharing and employee bonus agreements. Just sign these, please and thank you. So this guy picks up the contract, looks at it, and goes, Director Liang, isn't this a bit unnecessary? We're on the same team, not clients. Why make things so formal and awkward? I just stared him down and said, Nope, I've had enough of getting screwed over with nothing in writing. Paper and ink, that's the only thing that counts. If you're not planning to screw me, then what's the harm in signing? He slams the table. Liang Jing, have you forgotten your place? You're just an employee. Everything you have belongs to the company. The company made you, and it can break you too. What right do you have to negotiate? Yup, exactly what I expected. This scumbag has no bottom line. I laughed coldly. Mr. Zhu, aren't you being a bit too eager? The donkey hasn't even finished drinking the water, and you're already sharpening the knife. Then I reminded him, real casual-like. By the way, the Red Moon contract hasn't been signed yet. That shut him up real quick. Right on cue, his lapdog Vivian jumps in. Director Liang, don't think you can threaten us just because you recorded a few things. You're stuck in the past, adults having consensual fun, who cares? And you said it yourself. If you spread it, that's illegal. I smiled, looked Zhu dead in the eye, and said, "You feel the same, Mr. Zhu?" Then I pointed at the Deng Group HQ building right outside the window. I even mimicked that nasty little sneer of his voice, extra sarcastic. Other people may not care, sure, but I wonder if Chairman Deng and Miss Deng care. See, back in the day, Zhu was just a lowly secretary to Chairman Deng. He climbed his way up by marrying Deng daughter and landed the general manager position of DS, Deng biggest subsidiary. DS has been growing like crazy. Now that he's finally got some power, he's acting like a goddamn emperor. Anyway, I slid the contract back in front of him again. "Mr. Zhu, I've busted my ass for you all these years. All I'm asking for is what I rightfully earned before I leave." He sighed long, heavy, and finally gave in, and signed it. I held the contract in my hand. It was heavy, not just in paper, but in emotion. It's crazy, something that should be a basic right, I had to resort to blackmail to get. How messed up is that? I deleted the videos in front of them. As I turned to leave, Zhu suddenly called out, "The Red Moon Project, let VP Vivian handle it. She'll represent the company at tomorrow's signing ceremony. You don't need to go." In my heart, I scoffed. Figures, feed a wolf and it still bites you. Fine, if that's how they want to play. I've got plenty of dirt on them. We'll play the long game. Seeing I wasn't arguing, Zhu switched to dad mode, preaching. "Red Moon is our top client. It's only right to send someone of higher rank to show respect. You need to think about the big picture." Sure, let her go. I'm about to enter a public post soon anyway. Not like I want to be in the spotlight anymore. "Oh, one more thing. Mr. Zhu, could you sign this too?" He looked startled. "What now?" "Relax. It's my resignation letter." Once my bonus hit the account, suddenly all my coworkers were tripping over themselves to get close again. At the farewell dinner, everyone started shit-talking about Vivian. That Vivian chick is all fake, no real skills, just pretends to be hot shit. What the hell kind of overseas masters is that? Probably from some no-name university. Our two directors are the real deal. They actually get things done. That's who you want to follow. And one guy deadpanned, who says she's not skilled. Being good in bed is a skill. "You guys want to try?" There was collective laughing and cackling. The vibe was chaotic, but fun. But let's be real, all just gossip. In the workplace, only profit is eternal. Funny thing is, I actually looked up Vivian's credentials afterward. Turns out, her world-renowned university was Harvard, but it was some unaccredited, third-party research program under the business school, specifically tailored for Asian enrollees. Not even legit. As for her Wall Street experience, even worse. That was just a packaged internship collab between the fake school and a shell company on Wall Street, purely for show. A glorified resume, padding scam. You could find this stuff easily on foreign sites, but most people fall for the info gap. Not my problem anymore. After handing in my resignation, I just stopped giving a damn. Daily meetings 3 times a day. Nope, overtime. Don't know her. Every extra minute is a betrayal to myself. Still, I made sure to responsibly hand over my projects and clients, trained the replacements, did the right thing. I thought I'd just cruise through the handover phase peacefully. Nope. I had no idea a huge setup was coming my way. Late Friday, right before clock out, someone dropped a message in the work group chat. "Weekend team building, farming trip to the suburbs." Seriously, rule number 1 of corporate hell. Any company that schedules team building on weekends is either evil or stupid, usually both. I was deep into IDGAF mode, so of course I wasn't going. But the department group chat blew up. WTF. We've been working overtime for 2 weeks straight now. This crap. Whoever wants to go, go. I'm out. Not just stupid. This is terminal stage dumbassery. We're exhausted. You want us to farm on our day off. Then came this gem. Farm your damn self. I grew up a farmer. Don't need a fake field trip for it. The sales team started cracking jokes. Maybe let someone go. Fertilize his own saltiest soil. LOL. Then I got a private message. From Damien, a quiet, hard-working guy in my department, always doing the dirty jobs no one wanted. Director Liang, are you going to the event? I've always looked out for him, gave him perks when I could. Hate seeing honest people taken advantage of, I replied. I've got stuff tomorrow, can't make it. But if you're free, maybe show up. It's a company event. After all, he didn't reply for a while then. Director Liang, can I take the day off? My mom's in the hospital. I want to spend time with her. What? I was shocked. Your mom's in the hospital? When did this happen? Long pause. 2 weeks ago. What illness? Is it serious? Then nothing. So I got up and checked his desk. He was crying. Damien, come into my office. When he came in, his eyes were red. Don't cry. You can tell me what's going on. And then he broke down. My mom has cancer. We only found out recently. It's already late stage. The doctors say she might only have a few days. My heart dropped. I was stunned, speechless. Wait, and you haven't even taken time off? How come no one told me? He wiped his face. My parents didn't let me. Dad said he could take care of her. Didn't want me to miss work. Are you stupid? I snapped. Work is not more important than your mom's life, and immediately regretted saying it. I knew he was only trying to be a good son. I hugged him. Sorry, I didn't mean that. He sobbed even harder on my shoulder. I'll file your leave for you. Go be with your mom. If you need anything, just tell me. Thank you, Director Liang. I helped wipe his tears. Go now, be with your family. Don't let regret haunt you. I transferred him $2,800. He kept thanking me over and over, which just made me even sadder. After he left, I picked up my phone and called home. Mom, I'm coming home for dinner tonight. She was thrilled. What's the occasion? My daughter's coming home for dinner. What do you want to eat? I'll tell your dad to go shopping right now. I hold back. No occasion, just felt like it. On Friday, I was just about to shut down my computer and leave the office after helping one of my team members, Damien, submit a time-off request in the company system. I'd even closed out a Slack. That's when my phone started blowing up with messages from HR and upper management. Director Liang, what's going on with your sales department? Why didn't anyone sign up for the team building event? Was this your idea? Let me make this crystal clear. This is a mandatory company activity. If anyone skips it, it will be marked as unexcused leave. I'm giving you one last chance. Sign up now, or your entire department's performance bonus for the month will be cancelled. Like, are you serious right now? At first, I was so mad I was ready to storm into his office and throw hands. Give her a real crash course in how to be a decent human being. But by the time I got to the door, I stopped. The whole ride or die leader mentality doesn't work anymore. If I bail, the fallout will land on my team, not me. That's not right. So instead, I took screenshots of all the messages, posted them in our department group chat, and told everyone, your choice, do what's best for you. In the end, everyone except Damien and a few others with valid conflicts ended up going. As for me, I logged off, turned off my work phone, and went home to cook with my parents. We ate, drank, had a laugh, and even soaked in a hot bath. I lounged on the couch, cuddled the cat, played tug-of-war with the dog, while my mom hand-fed me slices of watermelon. It had been way too long since I felt this peaceful. Then I looked at them, really looked tanned, realized something that hit me hard. They've aged, a lot more than I'd noticed. All these years I've been too caught up in my career to come home. I used to think they were so strong, so independent, that they'd always just be there. But now, they looked so fragile. So I said, Dad, Mom, I booked you full medical checkups. I'll take you on Monday, all right? Mom immediately flinched like she touched a hot stove. What checkup? Why are you wasting money like that? We're healthy. Dad chimed in too. Yeah, cancel it. Money doesn't grow on trees. It's not that expensive, and I already booked it. Can't refund. Mom wouldn't let it go. What do you mean? Can't refund? What kind of thing can't be returned? Health screenings? Mom, it's either you go or it's wasted. They kept muttering about me wasting money, but deep down, I could see they were happy. Monday came, and while I was waiting in the hospital lobby, someone suddenly called my name. Director Liang, what a coincidence. I looked up. A young guy I didn't recognize. Sorry, do we know each other? He beamed. I am Zhang from Huaxin Insurance. I visited your company before. Don't you remember? I didn't, but I gave him a polite smile. Ah, maybe vaguely. You here for a checkup too? Yup. Too much overtime, too many business dinners. My health's falling apart. How about you? Just then, my parents walked up. No, I'm here for them. He gave me a thumbs up. What a good daughter. Your parents are lucky to have you. Then, out of nowhere, can I add you on WhatsApp? I really didn't want to keep chatting. Sorry, Mr. Zhang. We still have another round of tests. Gotta run? Talk later, yeah? Of course. Let's stay in touch. Oh, and take care of your health too. I couldn't roll my eyes any harder. That unearned enthusiasm, exhausting. After the checkup, I took my parents out for a huge meal, then strolled with them around the park and shopping mall. My mom grinned like a kid and even teased my dad. See, I told you to let our daughter go for a government job, and you didn't take it seriously. Now she has time to spend with us. When I got back to work on Wednesday, I could feel something was off the moment I stepped into the office. Everyone was sitting straight at their desks, but their faces looked tense, defeated. I joked, so, how was being farmers for 2 days? They all turned to look at me, faces even grimmer. What's going on? I asked. Something happened. Our assistant director Ling, whom I personally recommended as my successor, motioned me into the office. What happened? She hesitated for a moment, then finally said, Boss, where have you been these past few days? We tried calling you 100 times. Your phone was off. Oops, totally forgot to turn on my work phone. I powered it up. Okay, tell me what's going on. Her face darkened. That dog of a deputy director, Vivian, rolled out some organizational optimization plan. Basically, it's just layoffs in disguise. Word is, half our department is on the chopping block. What? That bitch, Ling continued, at the team building. They made everyone play this icebreaker game. Said it was for communication and bonding. But it turned into a toxic game of truth or dare. Normal questions at first, then it escalated. Deep personal stuff that is invasive and gossip, until some of the girls literally broke down crying. Then came the worst part. They split the managers from staff, handed out anonymous forms asking people to rate their direct supervisor and list 3 of their flaws. Anyone who didn't comply had their form rejected until they wrote something acceptable. Yeah, I know exactly what this is. A loyalty test. A psychological pressure cooker to find who's obedient and who's not. No doubt. The next step is layoffs. I asked, is the list finalized? Not yet, she said, but HR's finalizing it with Vivian right now. I pressed, who's on it from our department? She named a few people. Then she added, me and Damien. I slammed my hand on the desk. Everyone she listed, my top performers. The people keeping our sales numbers afloat. This wasn't downsizing. This was a targeted purge, a takedown of my team. And I'd let it happen because I thought, hey, I'm leaving anyway, why rock the boat? Well, that ends now. I told Ling, keep the team calm. I'm going to get to the bottom of this. With our GM Ju still on a business trip, I headed straight to Vivian's office. Sure enough, she was there with HR Director Huang, pointing at a spreadsheet. I snatched it off the desk. A layoff list. Huang panicked and bolted. Didn't want to get blood on his shoes. What's this, Vivian? A slaughterhouse checklist. She didn't even blink. As Executive VP, I'm authorized to optimize our structure, reduce costs, and increase efficiency. It's my duty. Cut the crap. I jabbed my finger at the names. These people, why are they on here? What exactly justifies firing them? She smirked. I don't need to report to you. You're on your way out. I smiled politely, then threw a cup of hot coffee right onto her fancy lace dress. Oops, you startled me, she screamed, burned and drenched. She lunged at me like a banshee, but I caught both her wrists and held her still. Please. I've walked home alone at 2 a.m. too many times to not know basic self-defense. Think this changes anything, she hissed. You'll pay for this. They're being laid off because of you. They backed the wrong person. Ah, there it is. She finally said it. I stared her down. So, you're willing to destroy the company just to take me down? She scoffed. They're replaceable. Talent's cheap. We'll just hire more. I actually laughed. And Ju, he's cool with this. Of course. He authorized it. He agrees with everything I do. I smiled. Great. Then I turned and walked out after silently stopping the recording app on my phone. Game on. I called up my best friend, who's a top headhunter, and asked her to arrange a dinner with one of her biggest clients, AC Core, our biggest competitor. They'd been trying to poach me for years. But this time, I wasn't calling for myself. I was calling to offer her a gift. What happened next was pure chaos. First, one major client demanded a refund. I managed to calm them by offering a price adjustment, but told them to keep quiet. Of course, the secret didn't last. Soon another client followed, then another. Like dominoes, our major accounts started unraveling. Refunds over quality issues, demands for compensation, breach of trust. Even Red Moon, who just signed with us, took the chance to renegotiate at a lower price. In business, if you can screw the other guy with no risk, you do it. Meanwhile, word got out online. Negative news, industry gossip. Whispers that AC Corp was hiring, offering huge bonuses to poach our entire sales team. They even launched a direct competitor to our core product line. It was brutal and fast. Cash flow dried up DS Group's stock. They nosedived. Ju had to rush back from his trip, but the moment he walked into the office, Old Man Deng Chairman, an actual boss, stormed in with the full executive board behind him. Then we all heard yelling from Ju's office. Loud yelling. Eventually, the personal doctor showed up, flustered and rushed. Must have thought he'd have a heart attack from sheer rage. We all huddled around, watching like it was a reality TV finale. Then someone asked, "Where's Liang?" I wasn't there, had to fix that. I sent someone from my team to go drag Ju out of his office. He refused to come. Oh, he's scared, huh? Eventually, Deng left the office still fuming, supported by his doctor and secretary, and Ju. He finally came out with a red, swollen cheek and 5 clear fingerprints on it. The department group chat exploded. Yo, Ju got slapped. Why? Diaz had crises before, and Deng never laid a hand on anyone. This one's different. It might end the whole company. True. But also, I knew the real reason. Before arrived, I anonymously sent him these performance reports of the laid-off employees, client lists, and account values. A recording of Vivian's threats and a saved security video from the team-building nightmare. See, a male leader can screw up. He can even sleep around. But he can't let his mistress sabotage the company. So what happened to Ju? Double whammy. And no father. Especially not one like Deng. Forgive someone for hurting his daughter. Ju called a management meeting. And guess who he demanded be there? You bet I went. Because the show has just begun. Our company's in a full-blown PR and financial crisis. The kind where investors get skittish and rumors start flying like flies at a barbecue. We're sitting in the conference room, pretending to be very concerned professionals. Then, our beloved GM, Ju, starts talking. And the moment he opens his mouth, I lose it. Because, get this, he's got this ridiculous whistle from his front teeth being knocked out. And every word comes out like he's auditioning for a toothpaste commercial gone wrong. I couldn't help it, I laughed out loud. And once I started, the other colleagues followed suit, trying to muffle their snickers. He tries to pull the meeting back on track. Director Liang, we're having a serious meeting here. Try to be serious. Okay, I replied. I'll stop laughing. Please, continue. Except trying not to laugh was harder than budgeting with Ju in charge. Anyway, he tries to steer the discussion to our crisis. Anyone got any ideas to save the company? Crickets. Seriously, no one. He starts calling names. VP, Vivian. She sighs like a man on death row and just shakes her head. He calls on a few others, nothing. Meanwhile, I'm scrolling on my phone, waiting for my moment to shine, and then he finally remembers I exist. Director Liang. Since this crisis started in the sales department, don't you have anything to say? Oh, honey, you're serving your face up to be slapped. I can't not take the shot. I calmly put down my phone and go. Ju, are you sure about that? You're blaming the sales department. Isn't it true this all started because your darling VP Yin wanted to slash our department? That shut the room up real fast. Everyone's suddenly all ears like we're on a live episode of Corporate Housewives of Beijing. He opens his mouth to yell, sees my expression, and backpedals. Yes, I misspoke. This was VP Yin's mistake. I've already asked her to reflect on it. But what matters now is unity. We must work together to overcome this crisis. Once we're through it, stop. I cut him off. I'm still employed, so I don't need your inspirational cake crumbs. Everyone's holding back laughter again. I clear my throat. Actually, there is a way out of this situation. It's just, now I've got the room hooked. Even Ju is leaning forward. What? Tell us. If it helps the company, VP Yin will surely do her part. Ju, have you forgotten why we paid so much to bring VP Yin on board? Wasn't it because of her Ivy League degree and Wall Street connections? Didn't you say she was going to bring in American venture capital? If not now, then when? You should have seen Vivian's face, like she just ate a dead fly. The whole room broke into murmurs and gasps. Ju smacked his forehead like he'd just remembered where he left his wallet. You're right, totally forgot about that. VP Yin, book a flight to the US right now. Go get us that investment. People started joking about how our company's been sitting on gold while begging on the streets. The only one not laughing was Vivian. This is a big deal, she tried. I need time to prepare. I don't even have the proposal ready. Ju waved it off like he was shooing a mosquito. No time. Do the proposal on the plane. Just go. We're counting on you. Yin was clearly about to push back, but I poured on the gasoline. Oh, by the way, I already had the PR department release a statement to the media about us bringing in Wall Street capital. Our stock has already started rebounding. Ju practically exploded with joy. Perfect? Amazing. Let's toast with tea to send VP Yin off to war. May she return victorious. There was applause. VP Yin was cornered. The bow was drawn. The arrow had to fly. She had no choice but to go. And I wasn't done yet. Oh, Ju, this is a massive responsibility. She'll need help. VP Yin shouldn't go alone. Sales reps, Ling and Damien, both speak excellent English. Let them go too. They can assist and offer insight. Ling is sharp and cunning. Damien's been depressed and looking to quit. What better time for a company-paid business trip? Ju nodded like I was the reincarnation of Sun Tzu. Brilliant. Done. Let's get them on that plane. Because finally, I'd been waiting for this moment. You want to ghost your responsibilities? Not on my watch. That plane ticket is a one-way ride to humiliation. Once they were gone, I started filing paperwork for termination compensations. I also began prepping my final strike. Every day, Ling and Damien updated me. Just as I expected, Vivian had 0 real contacts. Barely knew anyone in the US. After meeting a few randoms, she dropped the act. She even tried to manipulate the two of them into helping her fake documents and create a sham investment pitch company. But wait, it gets better. As her successes came in, investors got curious. They wanted a full financial report from our company before making any decisions. And with our current books, not a chance. That's when I accidentally suggested to Ju that maybe they needed outside help. In his panic, Ju hired a shady outsourced accounting firm to cook the books. Boom. That's the move. They finally walked into the trap. Let's be real, every company has some skeletons, especially in sales. I come from a finance background. I know how to collect evidence and, more importantly, how to keep my hands clean. with receipts of the fraud and this powder keg of a crisis. Ju, who was both GM and legal rep, was basically looking at spending the rest of his life in a sewing machine prison workshop. But, surprise, the cherry on top was still waiting for me. One night before I left work, my mom called and told me to come home early for dinner. Said we had a guest. I walk in and who do I see? Zheng, an insurance agent from Huaxing. Mom said he's been coming by often lately, even helping out with chores sometimes. Typical insurance tactics. I thought, playing the good son role? But then he drops a bomb. He's gifting us 3 insurance policies, each worth $1 million USD in critical illness coverage. For free. I gave him a death glare. You bribing me? You trying to pull something shady? He just laughed. Director Liang, you misunderstand. It's completely legal. Our company gives out $1 million policy for every $10 million in business we close. DS has helped me hit $100 million this year. I've got 10 free policies to give away. He paused. I saw you helping your parents during their health check that day. It moved me. I wanted to give this to you. I was stunned. This feels weird. Then he got quiet. My parents died of cancer a few years ago. I couldn't afford treatment. No insurance. I watched them die in front of me. That's why I do this job now. He gave a faint smile. You probably think I'm making it up to sell policies. That's okay. Every job is misunderstood, but I have no other agenda. If you still don't want it, I won't push. I kept the policies. For once, someone was genuine. But as for Ju and Vivian, they were about to find out what it's like to be the real case study in a corporate fraud. Guy thought long and hard. And in the end, I decided not to take the money, even if it meant offending someone. I'm a government employee now. I have to abide by strict codes of conduct and principles. There's no room for crossing the line, no matter how tempting. But then something hit me. Hold up. When did DS Corporation purchase $14 million worth of insurance? Why the hell didn't I know about that? So, I asked casually, hey, do you know what kind of insurance our company bought? Oh, it's just group life insurance. You didn't know, the guy replied. Boom! My instincts kicked in immediately. Group insurance has become a hidden channel for money laundering in recent years. Here's how it works. The company buys group insurance under its name, then quietly distributes the huge premium across employees' names without their knowledge. Once the policy is active, the company comes back to the insurance provider asking for a refund, citing some BS like long-term plan converted to short-term or payment error. The refunded money, it doesn't go back to the company account. Nope, it lands directly in a designated private account. Congratulations! Corporate money just got laundered into someone's personal bank. You've got guts, Ju. Real guts. I turned to Zhang, the insurance broker, and asked, how long have you been in the insurance business? Was DS your first corporate client? He looked surprised. How'd you know? I've been in the industry for just over a year, and honestly, it's been rough. I wasn't landing anything until my manager handed me D's as a lead. That changed everything. Now I'm about to be our company's sales star of the year. He looked so proud of himself. I sighed internally. You poor kid. You're being used and don't even know. And you're helping them count the money too. Luckily, there's still time to fix this. How old are you, Zhang? You younger than me? I asked. He nodded. Do you trust your manager? He is the guy who gave him DS as the client. He hesitated. What do you mean? God, this kid is so naive. Look, I can't say much right now, but I swear I'm not trying to hurt you. I don't have a reason to. Just tell me, do you trust me? He nodded slowly. Yeah, I trust you. Good. Then do exactly what I say. Originally, I just wanted Ju to serve a few years for corporate fraud. But now, looks like he might be headed straight to prison for printing fake money, metaphorically speaking. I had 1 week left before I needed to report to my new job as a teacher. DS had already published their fake financial reports. Once Ling confirmed she'd received them, I finalized my resignation papers. All that was left was Ju's signature, and the severance would hit my account. So, on Monday morning, I walked into his office with the exit checklist, and this man tried to hit me with some tragic drama straight out of an old Chinese opera. "Oh, Director Liang, I've been reflecting on my past behavior. I think I may have caused some misunderstandings between us. I'm truly sorry. Please, don't leave. If you stay, I'll have HR promote you to VP right away." "Really?" Still trying to draw pie-in-the-sky dreams at this point? "Spare me." I smiled politely. "Thanks, but I can't accept your apology. Just sign the papers, please." He pushed the checklist back toward me. "Liangqing, we've built this company together. I've always treated you well, haven't I? Don't you feel anything for this place? You really want to walk away from everything you built?" I swallowed hard, suppressing the overwhelming urge to spit in his face. He kept rambling. "Yes, we're in a bit of a rough patch, but it'll pass. VP Yin is coming back soon, and once that Wall Street investment lands, I cut him off. Ju, I'm getting married." He froze. "What? I'm planning for kids, too. Want me to break it down for you?" I mimicked his finger-counting gesture from earlier. "Paid leave, wedding leave, maternity leave, breastfeeding leave, and if I go for a second kid, add those again. Maybe even a third." I leaned in. "Altogether, the company would be paying me for almost 10 years to sit at home. Doesn't sound like a good deal, does it?" He was stunned. "You're lying. I've never even heard you mention a boyfriend." I smiled. "There's a lot you don't know about me." Then I pushed the papers across his desk again. "Ju, we've worked together for years. Let's end this on a good note. You wouldn't want this to go to arbitration, right? That'd be ugly for the company." His eyes flicked back and forth before he finally and reluctantly signed. I walked out of that soul-sucking office, free at last. I felt lighter than air. Tomorrow was a new day. As soon as the severance hit my account, I gathered all the evidence and mailed an anonymous whistleblower report to the local tax bureau. I also uploaded an electronic copy at a net cafe and emailed it to the official government inbox. Just then, my phone rang. It was Mr. Gall from AC Course. Perfect timing. "Hey, when can your people come over? I'm dying over here. They'll all be in place by next Monday at the latest. Just hang on a few more days. You're not bailing on me this time, right?" No way. Ever since I decided to take DS down, I've been securing backup plans for my best people. Gall had always been eyeing our team, and once I offered him a sweet welcome package, he practically danced with joy. Before I left DS for good, I gathered the core team and gently told them, "DS is going down, and I've already found a soft landing for you at AC Core. It's your choice." Ling and Damien were loyal. They didn't even hesitate. AC Cores, it was. The others, they didn't need much convincing either. It was obvious DS was headed for disaster, thanks to Ju's stupidity. On the Monday I started my new job, I figured DS was probably getting audited. I had Ling start prepping Yin for a strategic return to China, a nice little smokescreen. Then I took a day off, went back to DS, under the pretense of saying goodbye, and saw it happen with my own eyes. Tax agents walked in, slapped a notice on the table. "We've received a report that DS is suspected of tax fraud. We're opening an investigation. No one is to leave. Julie, please organize your staff and cooperate." Thanks to my detailed whistleblowing, they found evidence quickly. Ju and the other key players were arrested on the spot. Meanwhile, Yin and Damien had just landed back in China when they were picked up as witnesses. I immediately called Zheng. "If anyone tries to cancel that group insurance, call the cops. Immediately." Sure enough, a few hours later, he called. They tried. We caught the guy. He was a new accountant. Apparently, Ju had prepped him long ago. The second things went sideways. He was to cancel the policy and transfer the refunded premium to a private account registered in the Cayman Islands. Classic tax haven move. Poor girl, the accountant, she had no idea what she was walking into. Zhang ended up getting commended for preventing major losses to the company. Talk about a glow-up. Once the DS scandal was fully investigated and the case closed, I finally became a full-time teacher. The very day Ju got taken away. Deng Corporation published a statement, cutting all ties with him and pledging to cooperate with the authorities. The announcement also emphasized that Miss Deng had already divorced Mr. Zhu long ago, and there were no disputes over shared assets. 3 months later, the final verdict came down. The East Corporation was found guilty of multiple charges: tax evasion, illegal financial disclosure, obstruction of liquidation, concealing and transferring assets. The company was shut down permanently. As for Zhu, 15 years in prison, 7 million in fines, all personal property seized. Vivian got 3 years for aiding and abetting financial crimes. The rest of the team got their punishments accordingly. Time flew by. Before I knew it, the year was over. On New Year's Eve, Ling and Damien hosted a reunion. All the old friends from DS gathered one last time. We toasted to the future, laughed about the past. Sure, there were regrets, but we'd fought for what was right and we'd made it out. No effort is ever wasted. Every road, no matter how tough, leads somewhere. As the clock struck midnight, we raised our glasses. Here's to the new year, to not selling our souls to our jobs, to saying no to toxic workplaces, to building a life that's truly ours with the people we love.